What is up? What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. Got Biggerford, Roberto, JG in the house. Roberto, shout out to people them where they can find you.
Shut
I was
up.
about to say your channel. Yeah, I know, right?
It's been a
Can't say that.
long minute. Wednesday nights here, 9 o'clock with my boys. Them. Sometimes we have a lady friend.
Absolutely. And we're going to, since she's not here yet, not sure if she's coming or whatever, but we'll go with JG. Lead us.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 chambers of Shaolin. Waka! We right here live Wednesday nights on the O.O.C with Nzo, aka the Abbot, and the Osiris of the shit, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Ganja, alongside the co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry.
I just bust 4 shots that time.
You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there waiting for the rest, and I'm like, oh yeah, no one else is here. What up, DQ? DQ said, what up, Hanzo? He said, watch the Arenas rant, at least the controversial stuff. He obviously didn't watch Americans get our ass kicked by the Japanese in American football game. But we're definitely going to get into that too, because I may have a hot take on that one as well. But this is definitely going to be one hell of a serious show tonight. Like, it ain't no joking. We got some great topics that we are going to talk about tonight. So we are going to get into it. And the first thing, as you can see, the name Sonya Massey, sorry, Roberto, you were asking backstage if that was the one. So you've seen the video?
Yeah, but the video I saw wasn't very clear. I heard the sound, but visual wise, I didn't even see. Okay, let it run.
No, go ahead. Continue. I was just putting it up to let you know we got
the
video.
To be honest, I didn't even really hear the shot.
Okay.
I heard them say shot fired. I go, nobody shot nothing. Why they have their guns out?
JG, you seen the video?
Unfortunately.
Okay, so JG's seen it, and for you guys that are gonna see it, they're probably gonna age restrict the stream for this one. But at this point, I don't care. Let's watch the video.
Your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You can see in that stack right there, maybe.
Okay. 1 second.
Just check on her.
Let me get this.
No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Alright. Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
Shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, your headshot, bitch. You're done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
Still have the guns drawn on.
God damn it.
Yes.
God, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not taking fucking boiling water to the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
Fuck. God damn it.
You good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What's her got? Let her fucking just...
God.
There's nothing we can do, man.
Fuck.
You good? Alright. Fuck. Well, I
I mean, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us. Fuck. They got a 52 en route? Yeah, 1078. She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head. I'll go get my med kit. Go get, hurry, get your med kit. I mean, there's not much we can do. We can at least try and stop the blood. So, is there anything you think we can do for her? No. All right.
Watch, listen to this.
You want to run down real quick?
Nope, not yet.
All right. House is cleared. She was the only one.
Where's he going?
No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. That's what all this is. I was standing right here.
All right.
Did you hear that laugh?
He's landed.
Okay, what do y'all need from us?
Just nothing right now. Just hang out there for me. Thank you.
I need crime scene shit around the house if you guys can. But other than that, that's I think it.
Listen to this.
Me.
I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
This fucking bitch is crazy. Roberto.
The same man with the cam is the man who shot her.
Yep. And then lied and said, "Oh, she rushed
at him."
Yeah. Did you see that?
I saw her bend down,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like she stood up or attempted to stand up,
Mm-hmm.
and bop.
Exactly.
And I don't know. Danny's not here to say anything. I'm not a police officer. I'm shocked because I didn't even hear those gunshots on the video I saw. For them to still scream, "Drop the pot." She's bleeding from her head. Drop the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless if one followed the other. Unfucking believable.
Exactly. JG. Before I get to Nadia, go ahead, JG.
I would start by saying, there are a lot of good cops out there, and for those that are good ones, like the one we know, Danny, my heart goes out to you, my hat's off to you. Being a cop, it's not an easy job. I can do it for sure. But at the same time, looking at this video, as sickening as it is, she has a pot of boiling water, of course. What they say is a pot of boiling water. Guns are drawn. Put down a pot. Put it down. Put it down. At that point, if I got two guns drawn on me, I'm shot. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
He gets down. You tell her, get up. Then you start shooting at her. Then you lie and say that she rushed you. She rushed you with a pot of boiling water. And it took two of you guys to shoot at her, bring her down. I'm sorry. This is... Not only should he get fired, but jail time.
Well, he definitely got fired and he's being charged. Nadia, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not free. He is in custody. He is not out roaming the streets. He's not on paid leave. He is fired, and he will stand trial or whatever judgment. I don't know what the fuck you call it because I stay out the fucking court. In saying all that, what's even more heartbreaking about this is they lied to her parents. So her father did not know that the police officer shot her. He thought that it was an actual prowler in her house and that the prowler got her, robber, whatever. That's what he thought because they called, blah, blah, blah. We need you your daughter has been in an incident. We need you to come, all that shit. But he, they did not explain that to him until other people was calling him and was like, watch the news. The cops shot her. So, and then the fact that we only got one body cam
Yeah.
footage. So the other one didn't even have his body cam on. Why?
Right. And here's the kicker. She was the one that called the police
I know.
Wow. I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh yeah, I
because of
didn't. I didn't
he
thoroughly
said
dug into the story.
because of the prowler. She was the one that called the police. The police were there because the prowler or something. She thought there was a prowler. She called the police, right? And even there's a clip of her at the beginning, and she was like, "Oh, don't hurt me," and they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna hurt you. Don't worry." So I want to show this angle. It's a slow motion video, and you guys tell me what you see. And I believe I have another one too at a different angle. So check this out.
We don't see it, huh?
So if you notice, hold on. Let me get to the spot right there. She don't have the pot.
We don't see anything, also.
You don't see the video?
No,
Oh,
No.
no, we
Oh
don't.
my gosh, I didn't share the video.
But the fact that
Um,
they're the ones that told her to go take the pot off the stove so it don't
yeah,
cause the fire.
exactly.
right. So here's the
She
video. I'm
grabs the
sorry.
silver pot with red and white cooking mittens. The pot. Her hands are in the
So she has nothing in her hands. No pot.
air.
She ain't even making steps towards anybody. She's not moving
She
Mm.
that
besides her upper body.
exactly. So there was that view, and I believe I have one more. Just let me switch it because I don't like to go through TikTok when I'm doing this.
What
Uh,
her smart ass mouth say? You know what? I don't even give a fuck. I don't. I
oh,
pay this bitch.
don't worry. Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get into this bitch. Trust me on that. We're
I
gonna get.
pay that bitch dust.
We're gonna get
Dust.
yeah, I don't think I. Hold on. Oh, well, anyways, Roberto, what are your thoughts on that video?
I saw wrong again. I thought she had the pot in her hand.
Yeah, me too.
That's,
Exactly.
but again, from what I saw in the original body cam and what I'm seeing on some TikTok video, where this AI shit can make anything happen, I don't know.
Okay.
Which one do you think is true? Did you
I,
see her? Did you see her with the pot in the original cop cam?
no, but
No.
here's a different one. So let's check this one out, right? Because
This is video footage of the Sonya Massey shooting. And the question is whether she threw a pot of hot water at the officers. We're going to play it in slow motion.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
Wow.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
As you can see from this video, Massey gets up from the floor, grabs the pot, and tosses the pot toward the officers.
Oh.
You can see the water from the pot splash right here and the steam come up from where the water hits the floor. So, does this new camera angle change anything for you? Let me know in the comments.
Wow.
This is video footage of the Sonya.
so now I wanted to show both angles, and now I wanted to get you guys.
Where did they get that second angle from if the second person did not have on his body cam? I question every damn thing. Where's the source? Now, if this was the news doing this, I'll be like, well, damn. That still don't warrant getting shot in the head, but okay. I mean, maybe guns drawn, but not shot in the head. Like, bro, first of all, why would you tell somebody to go to the kitchen when the kitchen has the most weapons in it?
Because he didn't feel like it was a threat. But here's my thing, and Shifty said a good part. He said it looks like the pot fell on herself. It looks like she picked it up, and then because there's no sound, so I'd have to get the slow motion with the sound. But it looks like, and from what I saw from the other video, like she got shot, and then the pot like flew up in the air.
Yes.
like, oh, she shot the pot at us. That's what I got from it. Right?
That's what I thought when I saw the first one too. That when the only reason there's water in the floor is because they shot her with the pot in her hand. That's what I was thinking. And I'm just like, either way it go, she should have never been shot. A pot is not a gun. A book is not a gun. A pack of Skittles is not a gun.
100%. Roberto?
I understand why they don't have tasers. Why, when did it come to be that, a gun could be drawn on any instance? Like, first of all, my question, not to start this black and Caucasian shit, but
oh no, we go into. Don't worry.
If a white woman called the cops to see, hey, there's someone snooping around my house, I don't know if the cops are really going to go in her house and ask her for ID.
That's a good point too.
I think the cops really going to go, yeah, ma'am, could you describe this person? Did you happen to see them? Well, he's wearing black and he's walking around. He went in my backyard. Okay, so you go back in your house, close your door. We're going to go have a look in the back. They're going to go and, check out the area, make sure there's nobody hiding and shit like that.
They looked around before they came to her house. They looked around outside.
We don't see all of that, right? So I don't know.
No, we don't.
But you're right though, Roberto. Even with that, right? Why are you coming to this woman's house, knocking on her door, and then asking her for ID? She called you. She lives there.
I've never seen anything like that.
Now, so somebody did a hit and run in our parking lot, and I had been in an accident like 2 days before this shit happened. So the police knocked on my door because they thinking, oh, we found a suspect. Her car fucked up, so she hit them. First of all, do some real police work and see the angle of their car, and my car is not the same. But anyway, plus I had red shit on my car because I hit a red car. This was like a year ago. But anyway, I digress. They knocked on my door. They said, step outside, please. I'm like, for what? They was like, this your vehicle? Yeah, I'm thinking somebody done fucked it up. They was like, what happened right here? I was like, I was in an accident right up the street, blah, blah, blah. All they had to do was fucking run my tag, and they would have seen the ticket that I got from that accident. Do some fucking police work.
Mm-hmm.
There was no point in calling me to get out my house. They did not ask me for ID or nothing, but if they would have just ran my tag, they would have saw that I was previously in an accident. But damn.
The only other thing I could think of for why they asked for ID was see if she had some on her. See if she had something that can, we got us out here. Let me see if I can find some on you. Right?
But that's the thing though, right? Like, so as a black person, you can't call the cops without getting treated as a suspect?
No, because remember that woman that I think her front door was open or something like that, and somebody did like a wellness check. It was a fucking wellness check. They was like, please go check on my neighbor. They went to go check on the neighbor. The neighbor was up. They shot her.
Yep, I remember that.
So
because they thought she was an intruder in her own fucking house.
And then again, don't they have mace? They could have maced her.
They got so much shit they can do. That's just like us talking about spanking kids. It's so much shit you can do before you hit your kid. It's so much shit they can do before they shoot a person. So much.
100%. Danny is in the chat. So Danny, what are your thoughts on this one? Because I sent you the video and you've seen it. What are your thoughts on this? But here's the question though. And again, a lot of people for the past couple, Candace Owens, she's getting back into the black community and black people are following Candace Owens and all. And I'm like, where? Who? What? So, of course, this Candace Owens goes back to her regular talking points. Check this out.
Of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, there are mistakes that police officers are human beings. There are mistakes that happen, and the idea that now you're going to use this situation and all the usual suspects are already involved. We know that Attorney Crump is already involved to then try to make Black Americans believe that this happened simply because she was Black is pointedly ridiculous.
So why did it happen?
Black Americans today, do not take this bait. yes, what happened in this situation, I think he's going to have a very hard time, this officer, saying that he absolutely felt so threatened by boiling water that the only solution was for him to mindfully say, I'm going to shoot you in the face, and that's what he did. I think that's going to be a very steep hill to climb. But the reaction from Black America cannot be exactly what they want. There is a reason that whoever is in control of Joe Biden's account instantly tweeted about this, okay? It's because they think we're stupid. They think we're emotional. I think that we always respond illogically and emotionally, and that it's an easy way for them to shore up votes by saying, oh, look, forget that we've destroyed everything around you and that we got you to burn down your neighborhoods, burn down your neighborhoods in 2020. And then obviously stole a bunch of money because none of that money actually went to making your neighborhoods better. And so now those communities are desolate. Forget all of that, because look, another video, and this means racism is back, and vote for us because we're going to show you how emotional we are. That's exactly what Joe Biden did. He tweeted this on the heels. He wrote, Sonya Massey, a beloved mother, friend, daughter, and young Black woman, should be alive today. Sonya's death at the hands of a police officer reminds us that all too often Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not.
Is he wrong with that fucking statement?
I got a hot take.
Go ahead.
I want to let Danny come in and clear that stuff up because it's love to hear officers' point of view.
I'll send him the link, but go ahead. What's your hot take?
I got a hot take on that. She might not be totally wrong.
Okay.
I'm explaining why. I'm not saying I agree, but she might not be totally wrong. When we went over that 2020 by that little thing Trump wants to do, right? One of the points was police basically have jurisdiction to do whatever the hell they want. You tweet this video out because you know they want that black vote very bad of a white officer killing a black woman. This is all. I mean, she may have a point. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so she got a point about using this situation for political gain. Okay, that don't negate the fact that they shot her because of why. Everything can be used for political gain during an election year. Let's not not be stupid. I mean, I ain't saying that your opinion is stupid. I'm just saying, yes, she made a point, but that the rest of her shit is still just fucking garbage. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's why I only pointed out that particular part of it. Because that's when I'm like, okay.
I get you, because I agree with Azalea Banks sometimes. Some of the shit she said, because then, like I said, she'd say some good shit, and then it just be like, what the fuck? Why did you go there?
And trust me, I hate that woman too. So
100%. Donnie, what's up, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Hey, what's up, Roberto? JG, Nadia,
Hello.
Nzo. I'm gonna be on here very short because this right here is like hot chicken grease, and y'all ain't gonna be cooking our butt tonight.
Go ahead.
Answer that question earlier. I think this is total craziness based on the video I saw. This man needs to get whatever time because he handled it totally wrong. Having said that, it is normal protocol. If we get a call, if you call, Roberto call, asking for help, Nadia call, it is normal protocol for the dispatcher, the officer asks the dispatcher, does anybody at this place got warrants? And when we get there, we check to see whether or not the ID matches up, because there could be 5 different Nzos or 5 different Dannys, whatever. But if we have a name, a date of birth, a description, social security number, then that's why they ask the individuals, hey, can I see some ID? Because if it matches up, they may ride. So that is normal protocol.
Okay.
That's fine. I was never mad about that. I'm mad.
Well, I'm just saying, I heard that question.
Yeah,
I'm glad you cleared that up for us.
But
Roberta,
what boy's saying about the water's at our foot, I didn't see any of that. The little bit of investigation I did do that he's been at, like, this is his 5th or 6th department. He's been arrested for DUI a couple of times, so he shouldn't even have his certification.
Badge.
So they got to do a better like vetting these people. You just can't let anybody now, especially. And then I don't want to get to a religious thing, but it seems like for a long time, well, in this last election, people have been kind of saying a lot of stuff about God, religion, that kind of stuff. And now this thing's come right up here, just in the right stuff seems to be going one way. Now something has happened that's going to make the country more divisive, because we had kind of gotten past since George Floyd. I can't remember a nationwide case or a global case where a white officer killed a black person. And it's like time is something happens, then this is like more gas on the fire. So I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. This is not a good look. It's not a good look for law enforcement. It's not a good look for race relations. It's just not a good look. But he needs to get whatever the most harshest punishment law enforcement can give him, because this makes no sense from what I see. There's a whole lot of different things he could have backed up out there, called for help, a lot more things than
he had a partner,
and he could have tried tasing her. So I mean,
Exactly.
and then from
So-
my understanding, he didn't even have his body cam on. That's the view from the partner. So that's probably violating policy there. So when you go in the house, or you go on even in my department, when you make phone calls in your car and not there, cut your body cam on, because that is a record of what you actually said or didn't say to the individual on the phone. So he didn't do any of that.
Absolutely. So that's why he was charged, and that's why he's probably going to go to jail, which I hope. And I kind of understand where you and JG are coming from with the, but you would have to think that they would have had to set it up to where, okay, so someone's going to call, we're going to send a white cop over there because we know he's going to shoot her. Like, it just seems like
No,
No, that's
I'm
not
not.
what I was saying.
No, I'm not saying that's a setup. I'm just saying, I don't get from a spiritual standpoint. It seems like when things are trying to get calm, then the enemy does something, possessed his food. Why would he go over there and do that? Because he could have run away from that. He could have stepped back from the danger. That wasn't life threatening. Now, if it would have been like a gun or something, that's a horse of different color. But he could have stepped back out of that house with water.
Absolutely.
And then he the one that told the woman, go check the stove. You don't want to start a fire. So she wouldn't even think about the water.
Exactly.
She was looking for ID.
Yeah. So to me, if he did it to my daughter and wife, he got to go. I ain't saying go as in kill him, but he got to go to jail.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Eye for an eye, damn it.
Roberto, your thoughts?
Even the comment, I'll shoot you in the fucking face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's common.
No.
That's like a gangster talk, Fuck with me, I'll shoot you in your fucking face.
That's common bad cop talk, Roberto.
Okay.
He is not a good cop. He is a bad cop. He does not deserve to wear the badge.
Absolutely.
It all started nice. I was like, wow, they're actually friendly. Look at that.
And they were laughing with her, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I rebuke you in the name of God," and that triggered him.
Yeah. He's like, huh? What?
You better not even do it. Like, that triggered him.
Because when we see somebody crazy, the code, the 10 code for that is 68. Oh, this sucker here's 68. So if my partner tell me you 68, okay, man, we have a good night. We already get everything. We don't find anybody in your house. If you have any kind of issues, give us a call. 10-8. I'm out of there.
That's
if he'd have done that, he wouldn't have been dead. He'd have been still had his job, lived to fight another day, so to speak. But what she said should not have triggered him to do all that kind of crazy stuff. Plus, she ducked down.
And she said, I was sorry. After she rebuked him, she said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And ducked down. And then she still got shot, And again, like JG said earlier, and like you saying, like all of that takes away from the good cops out there, right? Because now you see this, and now it's like, oh, we're back to a George Floyd type of thing, because now you have people running around there saying she poured the water on it. You have this one saying it has nothing to do with her being black, right? So again, it's like black people don't fall for the okie doke. They wouldn't have done that if it was a white woman.
I've seen a white man have a knife and they didn't shoot him in the fucking face.
Exactly. You were saying, Danny?
I can't say based on what I saw this was a race thing. I can see when I saw it was a bad cop thing. I don't know if it would. I don't have enough to say that he went there to kill a black person. I don't have enough to say that. I see from what I see, his techniques, his mindset, his demeanor, is totally something that should not be having a gun and a badge. I can say that 1,000%. But
Mm-hmm.
without talking and having a conversation with him, I can't say that he hate black people. Not from that video.
But for me,
So
from what I've seen, that's common procedure anytime there's a black person on the other end. You know,
pull your
whether
gun out
it's
first.
whether it's they're making an example of the treatment of how blacks are opposed to white, whether it's something I experienced myself, you know, and they want to tell me mistaken identity. Well, unless I have a gun drawn at you, why do you have 30 guns drawn on me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so easy. I have hay fever, I sneeze, and then what? You know, he made a sudden movement, like
And
just to have it out. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go finish, Roberto. Finish.
Just for them to have their guns out, I would think any kind of movement or aggression towards them, it's a reflex to pull that trigger.
Yeah.
That's why I don't see why the need to have it out unless there's an immediate threat.
I agree.
And
And
accidents happen; they're human, man.
100%. And Lord, I lost my train of thought. No.
We have different scenarios where we
Oh.
train, like you see some of these games where they have like the turning targets, and one man may have a gun, and then one man may have like a baby in the hand or so. So we go through that kind of training. It's just
You talking about like Men in Black where they was shooting? I'm joking. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm saying we actually have that kind of training. It's called shoot, don't shoot, and we have different scenarios where the computer
something pops up.
It's kind of like you watching the screen and you give voice commands, and depending on what kind of command you get, then the person that operated can hit a button and the person do one response or do another response. So we had that kind of training, but to me, this guy, he just don't deserve to have. He didn't deserve to be there. And doing the research I did, a little bit of research I did, this is like his sixth department. He already had issues, these kind of issues. So not only is he going to jail, I'm fairly certain that department probably going to get sued because they hired somebody that should not have been even carrying a gun. So
facts. And I'll say this, and I'll just say this quick to your point before I forget, Donnie. You said I don't think either that he went there to kill anybody, right?
No.
But I think because of her color, he kind of felt more tension, or I guess you could say at risk. You know what I mean? Because I again, like I know a lot of these cops, sometimes they see our color and they feel like, oh, we got to be careful, no telling what he can do. And I just feel like if that was a white woman, he probably wouldn't have been as tense and as aggressive as he was. You know?
Well, I can tell you this: every department we have is called the CAD system, and basically it keeps track of how many times we've been to a certain house and what was like. Let's say, for instance, JG. Last time we may say, what's the call history on this individual? Yeah, well, we went there 2 times in the past month because he's been known to beat his wife, or he's been there 2 times in the past month. The wife has been the aggressor. We've been there 4 times in the past year. It's really been much nothing. He might be slightly 1068. It kind of gives us a little bit of a background on the particular house. That's if this is like a repeat customer, we call them. I don't know whether this one was a repeat customer. I don't know whether they gave him some insight, but usually they try to give us as much information as possible. A good dispatcher gets as much information as possible so we don't go walking in somewhere blind. So I don't know whether this woman might have been displaying signs of some kind of mental illness or something. I don't know. And I'm not trying to make the excuses for him. But
yeah, for sure.
A lot of times we go so fast. Say again, sir?
His partner drew his gun just as fast as he did.
I think, you kind of want to follow your partner's lead. And I don't know whether he was a supervisor or not. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But you kind of want to. But if you're a supervisor, if you see, hey, man, there ain't no danger. If you see something, now, there was a time back in the day where you kind of roll with the flow and you don't say nothing. But now, if something is wrong, and they review that video footage and he don't do what he's supposed to have done, like saying, hey, there's no danger, or hey, you might want let's back up out of here and regroup. that he could be charged as well too. So that's kind of keeping us from policing each other. Hey, look, Nzo, hey, bro, what you did was wrong. Hey, holster your gun. Let's back up out of here. Sometimes if that's not said, and it should have been said, not only the person that pulled the trigger can get charged, but you can also get charged and possibly lose your career. So I don't know if that's like that. I think it was Illinois where it happened at.
Yeah, Illinois.
I don't, and I would think as crime, much crime is going on in Chicago, Illinois, they should have even more stiffer penalties for law enforcement. But I know now it probably went into place about 2 or 3 years ago here where I live at. Hey, if you see somebody doing wrong and you the police, you better be saying something because you be right on the chopping block with them. And that ain't happening.
And
Not
you know
for me.
what? I appreciate that from where you are because you're in South Carolina, right? And it's kind of small. Do you think it's the same way in bigger cities, though?
No, I think it's much different. I've listened to if you listen to a scanner, you probably download a scanner on your app. And if you listen to when I listen to Chicago PD or wherever, somewhere in Chicago, and I mean from the time the shift start to the time the shift end, there was like 10 and 12 calls behind. I could not fathom that here. 10 calls behind, I would quit. I'm like, no, there ain't no way. There are 10 calls behind the whole shift. I mean, you never stop.
Right.
There's sometimes here where I'm at, you might be a call or two behind. But 10?
They probably understaffed too, so they just being more lenient about who they let on. And then, like, where the hell did he transfer from? And like,
well, you got to do that now because, like you said, short staff. The state officers getting paid better than the county officers, and usually the county officers get paid better than the city officers. So, for me now, this is me, and there's a little bit of bias to it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. You don't get paid enough. I've been doing this for 28 years. When I started off in 1995, my starting salary now, hold on to your seats, $17,500. Was my starting salary in 1995. That's 28 years ago.
Wow.
So we don't get paid enough.
Absolutely.
Hell no.
And you know what the thing about it though, Danny? Because not glad you said that. Because if you're still not getting paid enough, and you work in a big city, and you have 10 cases where you're backed up, you're obviously going to have a different type of mindset on certain things. You may go into that last case just being mad because you didn't get to finish when you were supposed to, right?
Exactly. Cops are very cynical, bro. Very cynical. Besides, like you, Roberto, JG, Guy Scar, guys I stream on a regular basis, my friends are cops. We speak the same language. We know what you're going through. Y'all ain't normal. It's not normal to have uncopped friends. I'm just telling you the truth.
No, I got you. I understand 100%.
I feel like that's the same with like teachers and military people. Like you don't understand the shit that they go through unless you've been in those fields. Because teaching, they don't get paid enough for the shit that they do. I've been there. I used to teach and do after school. So I was with these kids from 8:15 in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening. And I couldn't beat them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Teachers don't get paid enough. Cops don't get paid enough too.
Military don't get paid enough. I mean, bless us. Well, I can't even say that. Not in the fucking America, because I was about to say, bless the teachers. They don't have to deal with combat. Shit, the way they shoot those schools,
I'm gonna disagree a little. I'm gonna push back a little bit on military because, if you ain't married,
I guess it depends on what you do.
No,
but go ahead.
If you're not married, you live in the barracks for free. You get 3 free meals. You getting clothes more or less, and you getting paid.
I feel like it's the married people that be complaining, but what they're supposed to be getting, like you. I guess if both of you are married and in the military is different versus like if your spouse is not in the military but you are.
But they give you like, but if you got base housing, you're not paying for that. Now, if you stay on the civilian, then yeah, they give you money towards that. They may not give you your whole rent, but they give you money towards that. But if you got base housing, you ain't paying nothing.
So
Well,
basically,
I guess I'm speaking from the point of view of like my cousin because he didn't live on base, and now he's a gosh, what did he do now? What are they called? He worked in the prison.
A CO?
Prison
Yes. Yes.
Correctional.
Yes. I kept wanting to say parole officer, but I knew that wasn't it. But yeah.
JG, what are your thoughts?
Man, I remember my uncle. He was a police officer way back. He died when I was 18. But I remember him telling me stories about going into certain houses, kind of like what Danny saying. And it was, after this conversation in the video, I do recall a different energy when he would talk about going to a black person's home, when he would go to a non-black person's home.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like he was more alert going in and ready going to a black person's house as opposed to anybody else's.
I'm gonna push back on that too.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say a neighborhood.
Boom.
Okay.
If I go to let's say a rundown neighborhood that I know that drugs are prevalent, I'm gonna be more alert. If I go to like a suburbs, I'm gonna be alert, but it ain't gonna be the same intensity. And there are black people living in the suburbs just like white. But to me, it's that neighborhood and then the information that I've had personal experience with. See, for instance, I go to Nzo house. Nzo live in a neighborhood in the suburbs. Nzo can get a little loud and boisterous sometimes, but that's it. If I go to Roberto and JG, they stay in the hood, and Roberto known to carry a gun, and JG known to have a knife and stuff. Then I'm gonna be okay. I'm hyper. I'm Spider-Man. I'm waiting for my senses to tingle.
I mean, but
it ain't got nothing to do with no black or white. They got some white guys out there that's just as rough as their brothers, boy. I done dealt with them.
All right.
Yeah, when it comes to the hood, it's defined by what activities goes on in that neighborhood. Because the hood don't have to look like the hood, and plus the trailer park is worse than the hood. I don't ever want to live in a trailer park. I will take the hood for 1,000 because hell no. The trailer park is different.
What I was speaking of was same neighborhood, not suburbs, hood, this and that. No, these are hoods. These are Memphis. If you never been out here, this is like one big hood.
I've heard
in the middle of the hood
about Memphis.
So it's when they mess with that pension, a lot of good cops start leaving. I don't blame them. They start going to Texas, Atlanta, surrounding areas, right? So now they got articles now where they just trying to hire cops like crazy. They don't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at every night, there's at least 5 shootings.
And so what's bad too, JG?
What's that?
Police work, man. That's a young man's game.
Yeah. There's a lot of older cops out here.
Yeah, Danny from 1995 and Danny in 2025. They're two different cats, buddy. Two different cats.
So what would you say you were more aggressive when you were younger?
Yes.
Now he could chase them.
Okay, I'm telling you right now. After lunch, man, I'm looking at my clock. Come on, 5 o'clock. Let's go. Come on. Man, when I was younger, a young officer, I used to try and find ways to go to the police officer on my days off. Nah, man. I told my boss today, I said, look, Sheriff, by the time I get in my truck at the end of the day and drive through the fence and get on the interstate, I've already transformed to Danny. My rank and title does not matter. And I don't pick that bad boy back up until the next morning.
No, I feel you. And I agree with that. And I think a lot of older cops, especially that have been through a lot, probably feel the same way as you do, to be honest with you.
It's crazy, man.
Hey, they retire and come down south.
They don't care.
Our police chief was from New York, and he was like, it ain't really shit to do around here. I was like, yeah, small town in the South ain't shit. But he ain't here no more. But I feel like that I know some shit, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing but I'm just gonna leave it. That's a conversation for offline.
I got you. Go ahead, Danny. You were saying?
I just read what Nelt 18 said. Yeah, Detroit. Like I listened to the scanners. Detroit, Chicago, L.A., New York.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nowhere.
They don't never stop. They haven't stopped.
It's crazy. And again, like we Canadians, Roberto, so we don't go through a lot of the stuff that they go through, but we still understand it. You know what I mean? We still like,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
You don't have to really go through it. Like, I think in all my life here, I saw one police chase. And it was like, wow! Like I wanted to pull over. I wanted to follow them. I was like, yo, go, 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 go! Rooting for the guy and shit. Like
Yeah.
in the States, that happens every 5 seconds.
Roberto, let me ask you this, and Nzo too. Do y'all have ride along programs up there in Canada?
What?
You can ride along with the police officer?
So first off, I don't think so. And if they did, we ain't doing it.
I'm telling you, everybody should ride.
You think so?
I'm just telling you, man. And don't ride on a boring night. Ride on like a Saturday night or Friday night, so you can see what it is. Because cops, and I don't want to sound, but we deal with all bad aspects of the culture: black, white, Hispanic, drunks, drugs, whatever negative thing you can put on there, and now mental illness is on top of that. Whatever negative thing you can put on, negative situation, we deal with that every day. So just imagine you deal something like that every day for 20-something years. It's going to have an effect on you. That's why there's a high rate in suicides, high rate in domestic violence, high rate in alcoholism, high rate in drugs. I'm not defending it, but I'm just stating the facts.
No,
so you gotta have a strong mind. You gotta have an outlet. You gotta have something positive, and I'm just lucky, man. I got my 25 years 2 months ago, so I can go home whenever I want to.
And to your point, Danny, I agree with you. But don't you think that's why they should vet these officers a lot better than they do now?
They should, because now I can tell you right now, when I went through, it was like, hey, you want to be the police? Yeah, here you go. Pass the academy. Now you got to take like lie detector tests. You got to take several written tests. You got to take a what you call it test? A psychological eval. Everybody, so you got to take all that stuff. And if you don't pass it, they don't let you go through. So I think they're trying to even you can't have any kind of felonies on your criminal history. I think you can't have no more than maybe 2 wrecks. They can't be at your fault, and you can't have no more than like 3 tickets. If you got a bad driving record, I done seen driving records, and now we start with credit checks now. So all that stuff got to be, but there's still some people that can slip through the cracks because
maybe who they know or something like that.
Yeah, but it's a whole lot tougher now to be the police than it was when I first started. I went through none of that stuff I just named.
And that's how it should be, right? I agree with you on 100%. You know what I mean? And that way you weed out all the stuff. Some do get between the cracks, but at the end of the day, the police officers are supposed to protect and serve, right? And I think a lot of them, like, okay, so even if, like you say, you're correct, maybe it wasn't racial or anything like that, but that was complete bad judgment on this cop's part.
I agree. Sometimes cops I get in for the wrong reason. I ain't gonna lie. I get in to drive fast and write tickets. That's what I get in for. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I can say that now. Why did you want to get in here in law enforcement? I want to help people out of line. I want to drive my car fast and write tickets. I didn't care. Now I can say now I'm in a position now where I can help people. I can cut red tape. If somebody called me, I'm over a large portion of my department, and I can cut through a lot of red tape, a lot of bull jive. I can say, nope, we're going to help this person. We're going to go to this neighborhood. We're going to do this, this, and this. I have that within my power now. So I'm blessed, and I'm thankful that God gave me an opportunity to be in this position because I truly try to help people, and I truly try to train these officers the right way.
Absolutely. Hold on. Shifty Gill said Canadian ride alongs are awkward because you got to ride on the back of the horse with the mountie, and the red jackets are scratchy against your face when you have your arms wrapped around them.
What in the
Where?
world?
Where? Not here.
I don't know where Shifty lives.
I can say y'all still got Canadian Mounties?
Some
Yeah, they're
places
mounted.
do.
They're in like the woods up what part of Canada?
Vancouver or something like that?
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah,
like
Alberta,
yeah,
Vancouver,
yeah.
Saskatchewan. You know, you have these rural areas where.
So have y'all been to them places before?
Nope.
Wow.
Wow.
And here's the problem.
I'm sure there's parts of the U.S. you guys have no interest in seeing.
Utah. What the fuck is in Utah?
That's Saskatchewan here.
I've probably been to 30 of the states out of 50.
Okay, but is there anyone you wouldn't go to though? You're like,
I want to go to all of them.
You don't care to see.
I want to go to all of them and collect something. I don't want to go to all of them and still be like, okay. But to say, hey, I go there and get like a refrigerator magnet or something. I'll do that. To go and stay? No, I really want to go back to California. I want to see Oregon. I want to go to see like Maine and New Hampshire just for the food. But
they say Minnesota is beautiful.
No, that's too cold. Minnesota.
you gotta go in the summer. Go in the summer. Just go to
South Dakota. Only reason I want to go to South Dakota is to see the Mount Rushmore. Other than that, I ain't got no other desire to see that.
California is nice, man. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I love California.
Sure it is. I'm sure it is. Yeah,
right across that state, yo.
California and Florida, nice.
Roberto, when you drove across the strait, what did you see an abundance of?
Honestly, it wasn't like I kind of pictured, you know.
Really?
Just the shit I saw in San Fran kind of made me say, "What the fuck?"
Where did you go?
I can tell you one thing in California. You ain't gonna see many fat people in California.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't you see like nothing but girls in thongs and stuff?
No, not really.
The Venice Beach. That's all you.
I was there. Like we did all the main stops, like that route you drive across from one end to the other. We did that route. Like I drove so much I had calluses on my hands.
Wow.
You sat in traffic for 2 hours.
We had a nice truck. It was beautiful weather, beautiful sea. Because you see, for me, when you're doing these long drives, like there's one drive here in Canada that you wanted to do is the drive from Montreal to Toronto. It is so boring. There's absolutely nothing to look at.
How many miles is it?
It's a 6-hour drive, so it's not bad. But when I'm telling you, there's absolutely nothing to look at.
We drive from North Carolina to Maryland. That's 6 hours. We do that shit straight.
Yeah, but you got.
What is there to look in Virginia besides what?
Are you crazy? That's a lot of beautiful black people.
There has to be some nice scenic routes. There has to be.
No, but it is some nice scenic routes when you drive from North Carolina to Pennsylvania and you go through the mountains. Beautiful. Too bad I was pregnant.
Roberto is right. Roberto is right. When you hit a certain part to go to Toronto, you see nothing but little farms every now and then. You may see some cows pasturing, but other than that,
it's just trees and trees and trees.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
So you say you better have plenty of gas, huh?
Pretty much.
The gas stations are pretty spread out.
That's like driving through Montana. Ain't shit in Montana. My sister then drove across the country 3 times. There and back. Yeah.
I did by myself 2 times, and
I want to do
country.
it.
Yeah, the bottom interstate is Interstate 10. If you take that, there's a part where, like, if you go through Texas and you hit scan on your radio, it just keep going.
So how long were you driving for, Danny?
It takes you 3 days. Drive from coast to coast by yourself.
By yourself. It took my sister 2.5.
And when I say 2 days, I mean driving from 7 a.m. to 10 at night. Don't stop for nothing but gas and to take a leak.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Go to bed,
they
get to bed,
drove.
Yeah, yeah.
get
They
to
drove.
bed get to
Where
bed
did
at
you drive
4:30.
from?
I
Nah,
drove from South Carolina to California. It took me 3 days to do it.
Yeah,
My
well,
I
sister
my
love
drove
driving, but
from
not that
Washington
much.
State to North Carolina, and
so
Because
they
Roberto.
first.
Texas is all
Yeah,
day,
Oh,
all day,
Yeah,
all
Texas.
day in one
Yes,
state,
you know how hard it is to get out of
all
Texas.
day in one state.
yes,
all day in one
Yes,
state. It
yes. It's
takes you
24
yes.
hours
12.
everywhere.
No, it
Texas is
takes you
huge,
12.
just like
It
Cali.
takes you about 12 to 14 hours to get through Texas.
Yep.
Mm.
And
My
So
sister
Donzo,
got to see
you
a
see a
meteor shower
sign
in the
that's be
desert.
like
see
you
what?
you, you come in like Houston or wherever the east part of Texas. The western
Mm-hmm.
part of Texas is El Paso. You be through middle Texas, and it'd be like a sign, be like 800 miles to El Paso. So every time I see them Texas with signs with El Paso, I make sure I turn my head. Because if you see a sign
Yeah,
saying
that sign's a killer.
800 miles and you in the same state, it does something to it does something to your mind, bro.
Yeah,
You can't do it. I
So
can't do it.
I hate looking at those signs on a long drive.
yeah, and Roberto, when my son's mother's brother got married, they drove from here to Alberta, 3 day drive.
Whew.
Hell no, hell no.
Yeah, 3 day drive.
And you're talking, like when I drove to Halifax,
Mm-hmm.
that's a 12-hour drive.
Yeah,
Lord.
6 hours is my max.
I did it
I
in
can't
10
be in the
hours in
car
my
for longer than that.
Mustang.
So what's the
of course.
biggest
Record, bro.
city in Canada?
What's that?
Biggest city? I think it's Vancouver. Biggest city in Canada?
I think the biggest city is Toronto.
I'm gonna look now.
That's
Vancouver is where Daddyland live at, right?
It's Toronto. It's Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah,
Biggest.
Toronto's fucking. Excuse my language, but Toronto's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. Yeah. Toronto is big. Then Montreal. Then Ottawa. Then Vancouver.
You want to drive to your friend's house, you have to take the highway.
In Toronto,
and
yeah.
he's in your hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how Toronto is. Toronto is something else.
Toronto got the baseball team up, right?
They got everything there.
Blue
They
Jays?
so want to be American. Like they're the
Yes.
most American of any Canadian province.
So they don't
They
speak
want to be
French
New
there,
York so
right?
bad.
No French
Yeah.
No,
there.
that's Quebec.
They have
Yeah, no
Bloods and
French.
Crips over there too.
Mm-hmm.
Very high crime rate, very high gun rate.
Wow.
Cost of living is very high, almost compared
They
to.
want to be New York.
Yeah,
Sorry?
they do.
Yeah, New York.
I won't lie, Nadia, they do, and because ever since they got the NBA team, you're starting to see
Yeah.
more and more Americans there,
Yeah.
and your dollar's stronger, so they're living large over here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think our dollar is like 40 cents to the American dollar right
No,
now.
no, it's not that bad.
I'm checking.
We're in the 70 cents, 71 cents last I saw.
Yeah.
But that's still bad, man. 30
Yeah,
cents
I
on the dollar.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I remember there was 1 year, and I think it was where our dollar matched up with the American dollar. I don't think it lasted for the whole year, but our dollar was dollar for the American dollar, and people were flying to the States at that time. It was
Nzo,
crazy, man.
in the
Yeah.
80s, our dollar was stronger.
No, probably. I don't remember.
No, you can research it. I'll tell you right now. There was the time when the Canadian dollar was stronger. That's why we were in Plattsburgh every weekend.
Yeah. We were down there too.
Doing groceries.
I can see that.
It's half the price.
Yeah. So our dollar is 72 cents too.
Some of that food cost y'all said now. Back today, man. I bought, this is no lie, 8 hamburgers, 2 packs of gravy, and something else. 5 candy bars, and I think it was like $40. I was like, this is ridiculous.
That's crazy. The price of food right now is
crazy.
Yeah.
Like last year I could have gone, or maybe 2 years ago, I could take $100 and get a buggy full. Now I'm lucky to get a bag full.
Yeah, I know. It's I go to the store, man, and you go buy a few things and you're seeing $60 and stuff, and all you got was a couple of packs of meat, some rice, maybe some potatoes. The price of living, and
it's crazy when you're happy to go to the gas station in the grocery store.
I don't know. Gas is pretty high too. No.
Not here it ain't, man. 20 bucks could fill my car up.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
Yes.
Roberto?
24 bucks.
No.
Could fill my car up.
How much? Tell me, Roberto. How much?
What are you driving, Danny? An electric car?
A Toyota Prius, a hybrid.
Oh, okay. You got to say something.
I got a Ford F-150.
My buddy has a RAV4 hybrid. He spends $40 a month.
I got a Ford F-150.
Yeah, but he has a hybrid on, so
it probably takes about $45.
How many kilometers you get off the battery, Danny? Or how many miles you get off the battery?
On a tank of gas, I can get about 400 miles off the battery, because it got 3 different settings. It got like power, economy, and something else. I never drive on economy. I always drive on power, and I drive fast. So, but
that's what you got to be a cop for. Hey, Danny.
No, I just know where the cops are at.
Let me ask you this, Danny. Like when you ending your shift, right? You ever put that light on and bust it to the station because you're like, you know what? I just want to get home.
No, I put light on the bus to the station. I got to use the bathroom. I've done that before.
Okay. So if you have to use the bathroom, you'll bust it.
I might, depending on how bad it is, bro.
I got you. Because I know cops here sometimes, bro, and they put on their sirens just because they're trying to end their shift. You can tell it's like close to like 5
they pull in the station, turn it off, and park, and walk in casually.
Yeah.
The general rule is you never stop a car the last hour of your shift. That's when most cops get killed. So
really,
if it's like something on the side of the road or a speeder, you just got lucky because this time I should usually end about 5:30. So from 4:30 to 5:30. Nope.
So do you do anything between that time?
Like if we get a call or something, but like
obviously.
like traffic enforcement.
Yeah.
That's a no.
It's just so now, Roberto, if you ever something happened, the cops drive past you, it's because it's their time to go home and they mess with you. You got an hour. It's before the shift change.
That's kind of different too. Like day shift, if you're on day shift, you get off in the evening. A little bit different, but like night shift, I don't care, man. You gonna have to hit me. I'm not stopping you for nothing. I'm trying to get to that bed. The sun coming up, my eyes is heavy. I ain't trying to stop nothing.
What up, Tony? What's going on, brother? Any last topics on this one? Because I think we've probably discussed it. And
as long as the outcome is what it should be, then it's all good.
Man, it's been nice joining y'all, man. I gotta go and bounce. I gotta get ready for tomorrow. And
Later, D.
I'm old and tired and sleepy.
Appreciate you coming in and clarifying that stuff, Danny. Absolutely.
All right, yeah, have a good show.
Thanks. You too. Peace. Take care. Anybody else? Last thoughts on this?
Charge him, go to jail, get anally raped, get tortured.
Nadia?
Someone's going to do you in the face now.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with what JG said. Fuck that nigga.
You guys are supposed to make me laugh because I'm supposed to get really hyped on the next one, all right? So now, let's get into it. As you guys know, Biden has dropped out of the race. And now, the presidential nominee is, man, I keep saying it wrong, Kamala Harris. All right?
Kamala.
Thank you very much. Kamala Harris. She's the nominee. And the shit that I am seeing right now is absolutely, it's driving me up a wall, okay? You have people running around talking about she ain't black. No, she ain't black. She's Indian. But completely ignoring the fact that her father is Jamaican. Now, I know what you guys say, and we've had discussion before about biracial, and I don't follow that. You're black. To me, you are black, 100%, right? The problem that I have is Trump isn't black either.
And
Right?
Trump ain't trying to do shit for black people. Fuck Project 25 because somebody was like, hey, what about Trump doesn't follow Project 25 that was made by a third party. He does Agenda 47. That shit is almost the same damn thing.
Hold on.
Almost.
That is what that's what we're gonna get into as well today too, because that's exactly what the fuck I was saying today when we were talking about this shit, right? I said Project 2025, y'all voting for Trump. This is what you want to vote for, right? But Danny was like, check out Project Agenda 47. So I did. And I checked it out and I'm like, well, it's worded different, but it's pretty much the same fucking thing. Like, come
Thank
on,
you.
that fucking stupid.
Yeah, the only thing that was different was not raising the retirement age, not getting rid of Medicaid, because he was like, he ain't touching none of that shit. Medicaid, Social Security, retirement age, all of that would stay the same. That was the only thing that was the biggest difference. Everything was just slightly worded different or left out some of the more extreme parts. I was like, it's still the same thing, basically. You still
100%.
You're still oppressing people and not and there's nothing free and liberating about what Trump wants. Period.
100%. Right? So to me, it's like, okay, if you don't want to vote for her policies, right? If you say, oh, I don't like Kamala's policies, fine. But if you're gonna sit there and tell me you're not gonna vote for her because there's
Because she's a woman and not black.
Again, right? And there's this fucking clip running around where
Kamala.
Kamala is saying, I'm not specifically doing anything for black people. And people are running.
And that's where they end the clip. I'm like,
yes,
watch the whole fucking thing.
Well,
exactly. And guess
again,
what?
we had
I
over
got
200
the
years
whole
of slavery.
fucking thing.
We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
You see? But that, Roberto, they clipped that and stopped it right as she said,
No kidding. No kidding.
Like, what the fuck? And then okay, so
creating a narrative.
Exactly. And Mark Whitacy, my boy, I love him, but I played that clip to him and he was like, oh, well, she still said she's specifically not going to do it. So I said, okay, so first off, name me one law that has been passed that is specifically for black people. Now, I know
and you cannot say the Crown Act because that's still for discrimination against hair, period.
And I know he was being joking, but you know what his answer was? Lincoln when they freed the slaves. So I said, oh, is that all you got? So if that's the case, then no president ever has done anything that has specifically made a law for black people. So what?
Wrong.
Because she's black now, you expect her to do that? When she already said that the policies that she's putting in place are to benefit black people?
You
Like
know, the
where
civil rights movement didn't just benefit black people. It
it benefits
benefited disabled
white
people.
women.
It
Yes,
benefited, yes, it benefited white women.
yes,
It benefited LGBT people. It
yes,
benefited so many people because black
yes,
people made sure when they made these policies that it also benefited other people and not just us.
yes.
That's why there's divots in the fucking sidewalk so disabled people can roll themselves down the sidewalk.
100%.
Ramps, all that shit because of civil
100%.
rights.
My thing is, you would rather vote for a man who sat there and knew that the Central Park Five were innocent and still said they should be executed. Listen,
I still ain't watched that movie.
if you don't like her policies, that's the reason you don't want to vote for her. Fine, but this argument about fucking her not being black or her not doing things for black people is
Or her
really
being a woman.
exactly
Well,
when you
who's
have the
making these
fact.
rants? Other black people?
Yes,
Oh,
I've literally been in
Okay,
comment
so,
sections where other black people are like, I won't vote for her because she's a woman and women are too emotional. No woman has ever led a country like there was not a fucking queen of the of England. Like that. How long did that bitch reign?
right. You go on, Roberto. Keep going.
sorry, I just lost my thought.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no, you were asking. You were asking if black people were asking those questions.
Because, if I remember correctly, there's been more white presidents than black presidents, right?
There's never
Facts.
been a
So
black
when
president. He's
no, I'm making
biracial.
a point. So
No,
all
I'm
the
just saying.
time there was white presidents. Were those white presidents only supposed to look out for white people, or the
Yes.
American people?
Exactly.
Yes, according
No,
to
no,
the
no, no.
Republicans, yes.
But
They're
it's
supposed to
supposed.
uphold whiteness. They're supposed to
So basically,
oh,
you're telling me I live in a land of racism, and why am I still here? Because I'm
yeah, but they're
making
gonna
money.
gaslight us and tell us that racism has ended because black people can have jobs and own
Well, who's
businesses.
believing that? Who's believing that?
Dummies.
They're believing it.
Dummies.
They're believing
Dummies
it.
and people wanting to maintain the whiteness of America. That's
Look,
literally what
you
Trump and his supporters are saying without saying it, but some of them said it because remember that clip you played? What he say? Damn, what was the word he used? I'll think of it in a minute. Go
Yeah, don't worry. I got more. Go ahead, Roberto. And then
They're obviously
JG.
going to attack this woman for whatever reason to diminish any credibility she might have,
Candace
whether
Owens was talking
where
about her
she's
sucking a
from
married
or
man's
who
dick when
she
she was younger.
married or
Mm-hmm.
where she went to school. They're going to find something. But
Exactly.
again, if people were saying if that's the best you could do by putting Biden there to win, then Trump deserves to win. Well, Biden ain't there no more, and there is something a little, well, I won't say a little, more competent than Biden, and yet you guys still want to put out the scrutiny.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
So it's just
literally.
bullshit. Anzo, pure, plain, simple bullshit. Create a third party. Let's stir shit up.
Yes. And it
Literally,
gets even worse, Roberto. Trust me. Go ahead, Nadia. Then JG.
literally, Candace Owens was clocking Kamala's coochie by saying, you wasn't you sucking a married man's dick back in 19 whatever,
Mm-hmm.
1990 something?" And I'm just like, the fuck does that matter? Didn't Bill Clinton
Exactly.
get his dick sucked in the White
Facts.
House? Like, shut
Facts.
the fuck up. Like, the shit. And then the fact Candace Owens had the what's that man name? Andrew Tate on her platform. So you're platforming a misogynist and someone that has allegations of trafficking and saying that he's a good man because he's changing, but Kamala is a slut because she gave head 10, 12, 20 years ago. 20, because damn, I keep thinking 19, the 1900s was 20 years ago.
And then they talking about how she slept her way to the top and all kinds of shit. Anyways, JG, I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I'm not the biggest Kamala Harris fan because of her policies in California, but Even
She
with
only
all
had
that said,
45 convictions under her
lately.
name.
Hold on. No, don't say that. No, we'll get to it. I'm gonna get to
Hey,
it. Go
let me
ahead.
finish. I know.
Go ahead, JJ. I'm gonna get to it. Don't rush
Go
Man,
again. That's why I wanted
oh,
JT to go last.
I said
That's why I wanted.
three-fourths
I
of
be
this
ready to
damn.
cook. Go ahead, KG.
Go ahead, JJ.
Get the kitchen, kind of get the ingredients together first. Let get my appetizers ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Even with all that said, I would still never vote Trump over her any day. Point being,
Okay.
yeah, she, like I said before, Judge O'Brien called her a Hollywood hoe back in the day, right?
Joe Brown.
But Trump ain't been a saint himself over his lifetime, right? Um, you can say she had bad policies. Yes, I say she had bad policy, whatever. Trump ain't been a saint either with his policies. Trump got a running mate that called the man Hitler when they were both running against each other. Now all of a sudden they're best friends now. It don't make any sense. Like, it's I think it's gonna boil down to who Kamala's running mate's gonna be. I think she's a very intelligent woman because for people who may say she's kind of ignorant and not all that intelligent, she did something to get to this level. That wasn't sucking dick. Right? It was she's a highly intelligent person. And the black stuff, whatever, yes, I've been on record saying she's only black when it matters, when it benefits her, yes. But damn, I mean, we all know what code switching is. We all been in situations where go
She
ahead.
an AKA.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up.
My wife, AKA, I still say fuck Kamel all the time. I don't
Go ahead. I want to hear more.
I'm just saying, like, don't you have to be black to be a part of the Divine Nine, though? You have to have some black ancestry. I'm not saying she's black because I don't believe that biracial people are black. I believe they're of the black community, but you are not a black person. You are of the black community because you have black in you. And I'm going to stand by that. And if somebody feels some type of way, I'm not sorry. Like I said, I'm still for abolish race because race is what is crippling the human society. Period. Abolish race.
Now,
We just all humans.
The reason why I go with you have to be black because we do have white AKAs. You do have white kappas. You do got white.
But they're not of the Divine Nine though. They are their own multicultural sororities and fraternities. That's what I'm saying. You have to be a part of the black community to be a part of the Divine Nine.
So here's the thing, right?
Right? Or is she not part of the Divine Nine?
So no, here's the
She's
thing. You keep saying
but I don't know if
part of the black community, right? So the black community in Canada is different from a black community in America, which is different from a black community in the UK, which is different from black communities all around the world. So what does that mean? Does that mean I don't fit in a black American community?
You're not a black American, but you have African ancestry. See, this is where it starts. This is why I say abolish race because this shit is stupid. To me, phenotypically, because I go more off of phenotype and then I go off of ancestry. So phenotypically, yes, you're black. You will be seen as black. But if you come to America and say you're not black, people will be like, "Oh, you self-hate," and I'm like, "No, when people from that's not from America say they're not black, they're saying I'm not black American. I am not an American." So, and I get that, but that offends some people, and I'm like, "Don't be offended by that." For me, you black because you look like me, but you're not black because you're not black American.
So I seen this argument before, and it was Tariq Rashid or whatever the guy's name is, Rashid Tariq or whatever the guy's name is. He's on the fundamental foundational Black America, and he said that people come from Africa and Ghana and they say they're not black.
They're not.
Yes, they are. I have never.
No, I mean you are, but you're not. It depends. No. Okay. No. Okay. Black is synonymous with America. I'm not trying to kick you out of the race. I'm saying.
Wait, how is black synonymous with America when black originated in Africa?
Because black people don't, because Africans don't identify as black. They identify as
yes, they do.
Nigerian.
No, they don't. They identify as black.
But do they live in America?
it don't matter whether they live in America, they live in Canada. The ones that I know here in Canada, they call themselves black. When the Haitians from Haiti first came in here, and Roberto can tell you this, the ones that lived in our buildings, they used to say we weren't black. They're like, oh, you guys ain't from the motherland, you ain't from Africa, you guys ain't black. They used to say that. They identify as black. I don't know where this thing is coming from that they don't identify as black. They do.
I feel like that's an experience because depending on who you've been, I feel like it's a projected experience. So like I've met people that are Dominican and they say that they're black because they look like black people. You get what I'm saying? They're phenotypically black. So they say that they're black, but then there's other Dominicans that be like, I'm not black. And I'm not talking about the ones that look white. I'm talking about the ones that look black and they still say that they ain't black. And I'm like, I get what you're saying because you're not from America, but then like the ones that's been here or that are immigrants, they call themselves black. I don't care what you call yourself. That's why I say abolish this shit because it's stupid. It's stupid and it's pointless.
How does black make reference to America?
Because most black people from America call themselves black. And most people that are not from America, from our experience as American and from the immigrants that come in, from our experience, they be like, I'm not black. Because they don't want to be associated with black and black community and black culture because we do not have the same culture per se if you want to get down to black American culture versus like immigrants that come to America and they don't understand black American culture.
Here comes this proud American thing. This proud American thing. From I'm born, I acknowledge myself as black, not black American. The thing I can understand is this Afro-American. If you guys want to take key to that, you're the Afro-Americans, then you can have that. But black, you can't have that because black is what we refer to as the color of your skin. It's not where you're from.
Like I said, first of all, y'all the first Canadians I've ever talked to, period. So I can't say that I knew anything about this. I'm just saying from my experience, from the Dominicans, from the Haitians, from the Africans that I knew, they did not like to be called black. So therefore, we assume that, okay, y'all don't like to be called black, so we're not going to call you black. But what it is they used to try to separate themselves from black people because they didn't want to be lumped in of what black American culture is, which is what white people, that stereotypical shit, what white people think is.
But there's black Americans who tried to make themselves white, but they were still black.
What?
That's what I'm trying to say. With your theory, what like Michael Jackson, is he black because he tried to be white?
No, he did not try. No, he did not try. No, let me explain about Michael Jackson real quick, and it's gonna be quick. Michael Jackson had vitiligo. Vitiligo comes in two different things. With vitiligo, you can either develop the splotches and it stops there, or it takes over your whole melanin.
Okay, Sammy Sosa. Just to say.
No, or a better example, Roberto, O.J. Simpson. Right?
I'm not
because
OJ.
O.J. Simpson used to run around saying he's not black, but he's still black. You know what I mean? Like
he tried to separate. He tried to leave the black culture. He was like nigga.
But my point, what I'm trying to say, Nadia, it doesn't matter what they think, because I could think the world is flat. Doesn't mean I'm right. They could think they're not black, but in reality, they're black. If you ask 500 people to say who he is, what is he? 500 people are going to say he's black. Not he's African, not he's Dominican,
he's African American,
not he's American. He's black.
Fact.
Where you from follows that. But on first vision, that's why I can't understand why you're making reference to black as America. Because you go anywhere in the world, they're going to call you black.
From my experience, I've always seen people that are not from America not want to be called black when they come to America.
We're the first Canadians you met. So
true. No,
there you go. I don't know about Africans.
I'm talking about like watching. No. But these are people. I'm talking about. These are the people I met in America.
Where are they
And like
from?
I said, I didn't know that. I didn't know that I didn't know that black Canadians call themselves black. I mean, but I guess it would make sense. But like, I don't
Well,
know. Like that's like
see that, and this is
What do you
no.
think? We call ourselves Canadian.
No, because the way that people have demonified being called black in America and they're my same skin tone is fucking wild. And that's why I was like, fuck it, y'all not black then. Whatever, I won't call you black. I just say that but if you are black and you want to be called black, then that's fine. It's some people that don't want to be called black, and I just find that shit weird as fuck. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that you're right. I'm just saying this is the way I've been explained shit by people that look like me but come from a different country because they don't want to be associated with black culture in America. They don't want everybody to think they hood rats that twerk and bend over. And I'm not saying that that's all black people do. I'm just saying that's what white people see. So,
but this is my point, though. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, go ahead.
But this is why we have this issue, because we're defining what freaking black is. I'm African, so I'm not black. I'm from Canada, so I'm not black. You're not black and that's the problem.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
You're not.
No, I'm saying that's what people that look like me have told me. So I'm just like, fuck it. You don't want to be black, don't be black. Don't ask to come to the cookout, dude.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying when I get into this topic, it's just like, no, like we need to stop looking at this woman who okay, so first off, they complaining that she has a white husband. All right. Oh, she married a white husband. She's not for us. Who cares? Who cares?
That's besides the point. People just want to find something for a reason not to vote for her, which I find asinine.
You have a bunch of TikToks of black women who are saying, I am a foundational black American. I'm not voting for Kamala. I'm not voting for her. And this is where the divide is, right? We got to stop looking at, now, if you're biracial, but you represent, or you onto your black side, right? Because her father is Jamaican, that means her father has African ancestries, because if you know, Jamaicans originated from Africa, right? So she has African descent. She's biracial because her mother is Indian, but she has African descent. We got to stop looking at people because, oh, well, she's not black because one of her parents ain't black. We got to stop looking at them like that, because we are causing a divide. It's the same thing growing up when it was like, oh, them light-skinned niggas, we ain't messing with them.
Once again, it's not us. I've been told by biracial people, I'm not black, I'm biracial. Well, fuck it, then you biracial and you still part of the black community. Because you still, especially if you phenotypically look like a black person. 100%. J. Cole looks like a black man. He cannot 100%. Go out into the world and look like anything else but a biracial or a black man. And it's hard for people to believe that he's biracial until they say he's standing beside his white mama. And that's all it is. And it annoys me because I'm not the one saying this shit. I'm not the one that's that came up with this shit saying that white people, biracial people are black. I'm saying that because they don't want to be called black. They want to be called biracial. Yes, some of them don't. Some of them want to be called mixed. Some of them want to be called. So I just call all of them mixed. All of them biracial. Because I'm just like, whatever.
Here's where it comes into, because the little number that you may have come across, the little number that I may have come across, does not represent the majority, right? But what a lot of Americans and black Americans like Tariq Sheed, what they are doing is they are putting that on every biracial person.
But
and that's where it has to stop.
Also, we were told to stop calling biracial people black because that's making them pick a side. And I'm just like,
who?
Okay, biracial people, and like basically they're saying PC culture. They're saying by telling a biracial person that has a black parent that they are black, you are basically telling them to forget about the rest of their ancestry, their white ancestry, their Indian ancestry, or whatever, and just claim black. And I'm like, who says that's what they have to do? That's why I be like, you part of the black community, but you ain't black, whatever.
So
Because it's
I don't know.
messy. That's why I said get rid of race. Just fucking the way so many races are mixing together at this point. There's not gonna be a fucking white or black line. The
100%.
draw between white people, black people, Asian
100%.
people. None of that because there's so many Blasian kids. It's so many biracial kids. It's so many children that are biracial that at this point fuck race. But no, white people want to uphold this because they want to have some type of superiority over somebody. So they're gonna keep race going. They the ones that made up race in the first place. Race was made up
100%.
phenotypes and tribes.
The only race is the human race. Absolutely.
It
100%.
is.
So now the video that I wanted to put up there is because I know JG had talked about Carmela's policies, right? And it comes off to she hasn't done anything for black people and she's put more black people in jail than ever. But if you go and do a little research, you will find out that this is not the case. So we're going to go through this Roland Martin video. He shows a video of a guy who does a TikTok. And then I want to bring up a couple of pictures that I figured out too.
Video, I saw it. That was pretty.
Told us Kamala Harris. So about a year ago, they told us Kamala Harris locked up thousands of black people for weed. Said she broke the state record for incarcerating black men. They just forgot one thing: proof. Yo, y'all, over the course of the year, we ain't heard one shred of evidence to back this up. They said she broke the state record. They ain't tell us what the old record was, how much she beat it by, when they even started keeping score. Who really think they keeping personal records for how many black men a prosecutor can lock up? This ain't the pen relay. All they gave us was vague articles that started with the word opinion, op-ed. That's not a reliable source. She locked up thousands of black men on petty charges. Dang, what was the exact number? A lot. Okay, how much is that, 21 Savage? You got an estimated number? You mean tell me you ain't got no actual number, but you heard from what's the name who said that somebody told them that they had heard. We just supposed to take your word for it? We got stupid written on our forehead or something. If she locked up that many brothers over petty weed charges, there ought to be a record of it somewhere. Where's the proof? The popular number is 1,500 while she was Attorney General. Y'all, Attorneys General don't prosecute marijuana cases. That's like the CEO of Target doing price check on scented candles. Plus, she was AG from 2011 to 2016. In that span of roughly 5 million arrests. 1,500 out of 5 million is less than half of a percent. Not to mention that 1,500 number is not supported by a single official record. What is official is that marijuana incarceration rate plummeted during her terms as AG. From a little over 800 in her first year to about 130 something in her last. And that's in the state of 40 million people, by the way. So let's go back to her DA days in San Francisco. Maybe we can find this number y'all talking about. As DA, Kamala Harris's office won 1,956 misdemeanor and felony convictions for marijuana possession, cultivation, and sale. But this number also includes people who were convicted of more serious crimes at the same time. So not everyone convicted was even arrested for weed in the first place. But here's the number y'all can look at. The DA who had the job before Kamala, the one they call progressive, sent 135 people to state prison when weed was the most serious offense during his tenure. Kamala Harris, in just about the same amount of time, sent 45. And that's a free fall. Also, the head of narcotics prosecution under Harris admitted their policy was no one with a conviction of simple marijuana possession could do any jail time at all. They even routinely had more serious weed charges pleaded down. First black DA in the city's history, and these are the stats.
Oh, say less.
But hey, if y'all can find any evidence of thousands of black men she supposedly locked up, please feel free. And while you at it, can you give me Santa Claus number? I'm trying to get PlayStation 5 early this Christmas. Kamala 2020.
So that was in 2024. I have another one here because this one will give you some numbers. Hold on. Let's play this guy.
Harris, for years, I've been told, hey, she put thousands of black men in jail unjustly for marijuana charges.
We looked into this claim about VP Kamala Harris and found that it's actually misleading. The number first came from a 2019 Democratic presidential debate where Tulsi Gabbard said
she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
But here's what we found. During Harris's tenure as California's Attorney General from 2011 to 2017, over 1,900 people were admitted to state prisons for marijuana or hashish-related charges. But cannabis-related cases in California are prosecuted by district attorneys in individual counties, not attorney generals. Kamala Harris was the district attorney for San Francisco from 2004 to 2011. And during her tenure, she only sentenced 45 people total, not just black people, to state prison for marijuana-related charges, according to Mercury News. So no, Kamala Harris did not send thousands of black men to prison for marijuana charges.
Kamala Harris, for years.
JG, your thoughts?
I think that's bullshit. None of them should have been incarcerated for marijuana. marijuana is God's gift to earth, and no one should have
I
to go to
agree.
jail for it.
I agree. But they
Wait,
did.
they
And it's a law.
overturn that and all these people out because you can smoke freely in Cali? So
I have no idea. That would be a question we would have to find out. Right? So
Google Smoogle.
bring up this image real quick. Roberto, what are your thoughts?
I don't know much about this he said, she said stuff to say what is true and what's not true, but I know in politics, you bring up the dirt on people more times than not, it's not true, but we live in a time where people want to believe not true and not believe facts, you know? So I don't know what to say.
I will say this. I don't see Trump wanting to debate her at all.
He probably won't.
He is
But
not willing
here,
to debate.
marijuana convictions in San Francisco during Carmela's time, it's at the lowest, right? These are all facts that you can simply go up and look for yourself. And I'm trying to explain to people that, listen, I get it. You may think that you hear the information, but a lot of people hear the things that they hear and they don't do the research, right?
No fact checking.
Bio Senator
They
Kamala
don't,
Harris.
they
Go
don't
ahead.
even do a little quick Google schmoogle.
Exactly.
Like
To
that's
figure
all you
out
got.
this
Google
stuff.
this shit. Google this shit.
100,
Read some shit.
100%.
Read a book, motherfucker.
100.
No, it's because they like this narrative. This narrative works for them. Yeah,
Exactly.
like I said, people don't believe the truth anymore. People don't
Yes,
debate
Roberto.
anymore. There's no such thing as
They
debating.
argue. They argue.
They argue because somebody has to win in an argument.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up, Roberto, because we had that argument about facts the other day. Not an argument, but the discussion we had,
Yeah.
right? And you are correct. You can bring facts to people, and they're still going to say, that is bullcrap. JG's not even convinced yet. You understand what I'm saying? JG's not even convinced yet because to him it's like, yeah, whatever. F it, right? F it.
But yeah, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
What
Yeah,
president hasn't had dirt in their past?
If JG doesn't want to vote for her,
no one's
I don't feel no way about it.
Obama was the closest thing we was gonna get to some type of damn perfection, and the most dirt they can bring up on him is that he smoked weed a couple times.
They try to call him a Muslim and everything. Like it was
the birth certificate. Look at who became president. Talking to, when he was screaming about another president not having a birth certificate. It's so funny, like the shit that he put Obama through. But and then when people tried to put him through the same shit, it was like you can't talk about the president like that. Trump did 8 years of talking pure shit about Obama.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. But we can't talk about Trump.
Now, this is the person that you want to get into because, like I said, we did the Project 25 stuff.
Stop and frisk is crazy.
And people were saying, oh, well, that's not really Trump's policy and blah, 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 blah. So then I brought this one up.
Bring it up.
And this is only part of it because this is the part that I think is really detrimental. So Trump has vowed to invest in hiring and retaining officers and increasing their protection from liability. So what we just saw at the beginning of the stream under Trump's reign, these cops would get off.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand this? Push
Absolutely.
policies like stop and frisk, right? Now, I had a discussion with Danny, and Danny was like, oh, he gave me an examples of why stop and frisk could be good. But then I said, but who does stop and frisk affect the most?
Black and brown people.
Exactly.
Ask New Yorkers when they was heavy on this shit in New York. Ask New Yorkers how many times they got stopped and frisked, and it was just the black and the brown ones because that's the only people they were stopping. You look suspicious now. Let me stop and frisk you.
Exactly.
And I know people like if you're not doing anything illegal, then what
are you worried about? Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's not the point. The point is you violating, you touching me. And how do I know that you just don't want to touch me? Because like if they have to frisk you at the airport, they have to get a same-sex person to do it. They have to, and they do it with the back of their hand. Why do I know this? Because I've been frisked before, and it was because I had liquids in my son's diaper bag because I had to. He's a
I
child.
don't know. The last
So
time I
they
saw
have,
that dude was frisking me like, damn, nigga, you trying to get some dick or something? What you trying to
he
do?
was trying to cop
Hey,
the feel.
hey, when I
Grab
was
his butt and everything. He did.
You
He
said
grabbed his
Atlanta?
leg, bro.
You said Atlanta?
Yeah. Huh?
They was you said Atlanta, right?
Was it Atlanta? I think it was. I think it
100%.
was Atlanta.
You know that's
When
DL City.
when they kicked open the drug when I was in the base and they kicked open the door, right? And I got on the floor and they were searching us. This dude, like, he unbuckled my pants, he went down, and then he went again, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you really going down? Like, what the hell are you doing? Right?
He found the first time, not gonna find the second time, bro. What are you talking
Exactly. So we're down there. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing for you. So now it also says direct the DOJ to dismantle every gang, street crew, and drug network in America. Okay, no problem with
So
that.
they're gonna get rid of Hell's Angels because that's a gang too.
They would
Oh
have
wait,
to
no, that's an organization. No, that's an organization, but that's a covert gang.
deploy federal troops to include the National Guard to restore law and order. So martial law, that's what we're talking
Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
when local officers refuse to act and impose the death penalty on drug dealers, drug cartels, and human traffickers. Now, here's where I have the biggest issue. And I had this big debate with Shifty on, oh, he's like, oh, that will never happen. Bro, if you get caught selling weed, you can get the death penalty because you are considered a fucking drug dealer. Do you not understand that? Right? Now you want to talk about human trafficking. Okay, I agree. But that means R. Kelly can get the death penalty because he went to jail for human fucking trafficking. Does that not seep into you? Right? Do you not understand that there are black people on death row who are innocent? So who's to say that they would not put a weed dealer on death row? But
Well,
of course, this is
That's
the man,
outrageous.
this is the man that you want to vote for. That weird rabbit 99 said, I'm someone that is considered Afro ingenuous, adios, and I'm voting for Harris. I don't want someone what Dr. Umar Atri says, I'm not play F around, find out with my rights. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And don't you want to? Oh God. Wait. I gotta find this other one because this shit was just so fucking wild when I read it. I don't know if this was from his or from the Republicans. Wait, because I in America you get text messages and they like try to
oh yeah, those come vote.
Okay, so this is the text message I have. It says it is the 2024 Republican platform, which consists of 20 common sense policies that will restore America's strength, wealth, and greatness. So this says Agenda 47 is putting America first, and then it has a link, right? So when I go to the link, it tells me all the shit that they're going for, right? One of the things that they said is, hold on, let me get to it. Something about protecting America with the Iron Dome. And I'm like, the fuck how? Okay, here you go. Number 8, prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country. All America, all made in America. You gonna do fucking what?
When it's on the Simpsons, they put that big ass dome over the.
Yes, I swear to God. I keep thinking about the Simpsons because everything that they say, that's just like with the whole EPA, environmental prevention something. Anyway, I can't remember what all these damn alphabet letters stand for. But yeah, I was like, you what? And this is on the fucking Republican website.
Mm-hmm.
Republican platform. I am literally scrolling this shit, and that's what it says. Like, you're gonna do what? How? First of all, how the fuck are you restoring peace in another country? How are you ending the Russian and
That's
Ukrainian
the
war?
biggest lie
How
he
you,
said right there is peace in the Middle East. That ain't
yeah,
not happening.
Never
that ain't
happened.
never gonna
Never
happen.
happened.
Never,
Facts. Facts.
never.
So when I'm
It's just
arguing
everything
with
is
you,
so vague too.
so yeah, when I'm arguing with Shifty, I said, do you understand that a dude selling weed could get the death penalty? You also know who that targets. This is in no way good. They're not going to give a death penalty to a weed dealer. Holy shit. Quit getting worked up over nonsense scenarios that don't affect you, bro. That will never happen. Jesus. So, first off, we have black people in jail who are innocent. Why the fuck do you think that they wouldn't put a black drug dealer on death row? Right? And then you telling me that it doesn't affect me? Yes, it does. Because I'm black. And it doesn't matter if I'm in Canada, the US, if I'm UK. What affects black people affects me as well too. I'm sick and tired of being felt like a fucking second class citizen, bro. It's driving me up a wall. And the amount of fucking racist and bullshit shit that go on Twitter drives me up a wall. Andrew Tate has a Twitter account and he says the N word left and right. So I try to say, all right, well, if he could say the N word he wants, then I'm gonna say it. And I said the derogatory word for a Jewish person, and they banned me. They suspended my they took my post down, right?
But you
Yeah.
know what, though, man? Not to
What
cut
did
you
you?
off.
No,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
You know, when someone uses the N word against us, we complain about it, or we say something about it. Oh, it's just a word. Don't let it define you.
Exactly.
But as soon as you say something about anybody else like them, you're banned, excommunicated.
100%.
It's ridiculous.
100%. And I'm saying this again. Now, maybe not every weed drug dealer, because again, certain states have the death penalty, some don't. But the states that do have the death penalty, we seen a black man get convicted running away from a white woman. What are we talking
Yep.
about here? Do you understand what I'm saying? We have seen this. So who is to say that it would not happen if a black man went to jail for weed? That they wouldn't try to sentence him to death because he falls under the Drug Dealer Act. The
I
Human
don't know. This
Trafficking
shit.
Act. Yeah, go ahead.
People, his supporters are so fucking delusional because they're like, "Be fucking for real. Do you really think that that's what he's gonna do?" Yes. Yeah. Do
Fact.
you know that? Do you know they already passing laws so that if he gets in, that he's basically like a king?
Yeah.
And to the point where he is going to give himself immunity from prosecution.
Yes. He's literally gonna turn himself into a dictator, and his people are just like, yes, why not? America will be great. I just read that he want to build a dome to prevent missiles. How the fuck are you planning to do any of this shit without fucking up people's civil liberties? Like he just really just abandoned. Somebody said when he win and when he get inaugurated, he's gonna go in there and tear up the Constitution.
I could
And I
believe
was
it.
like, he's not upholding it because they're like he's upholding America values, the racist ones. I'm like, that's what he's upholding. How is anything that he's saying? How is anything that he's saying gonna help me besides what number did I see where they said they're keeping men out of women's sports? I'm like, that's the only fucking thing I agree with because I don't think men should be in women's sports.
Someone did
Period.
that morning, found Eli and Tate are allowed to use the N word, F words. His account was suspended when he posted the info. People took screenshots. Exactly. He's going to call Captain Picard. Yeah, 100%. And this is the guy that you guys, say what you want to, but to sit there and argue about not voting for Kamala because she's with a black man, a white man, or because she's half Indian or whatever. But this is what you want to pick over that? This? This? This is what you want? Okay. I'm telling you, if Trump gets in, you all will fucking regret it. You all will
Yep.
regret it. I am telling you. And I've said this, and I will say it again. When Trump was in power, racism was at a rampant. Those Karen videos were coming out left and right. Black people were getting called, the police on them for barbecuing in a
For
park.
using expired coupons at CVS.
For selling lemonade. When Biden got in power, you didn't hear that too much. I didn't see a lot of it. I didn't see as much of it. Trump enables these racists to feel like they can do whatever they want to do. That is what Trump does.
At his rallies, he tells them to beat up people and that he'll bail them out.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Trump doesn't incite riots or violence.
Exactly.
What the fuck did they do when they stormed the Capitol? Number 20 says, unite the country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. What the fuck does that mean? How? Elaborate. That's like, this is what I mean about people being stupid. Yes, that sounds good, but explain to me how. That's like when people say that they're not voting for Kamala, but they can give me all these reasons. So I'll be like, so who are you voting for? And they'd be like, Trump. And I'll be like, why? But their reasons for why is all about why they don't want to vote for Kamala. And I'm like, do you even do? I'm like, that has nothing to do with Trump. Why are you voting for Trump? What makes him? What appeals to him? What about him appeals to you? What policies is he passing that's gonna make America great for you? And most of the people can't even tell me that shit. They just like, he a gangster, he a G, he got shot at. And these are people in the comment section. These are the loud motherfuckers in the comment section. I ain't gonna say this is what most of America think, but from what I've been seeing from the loud motherfuckers in the comment section, they don't want to vote for Kamala because she's not black, because of misinformation, because she married to a white man, and because she a woman, and women are emotional, and no woman can ever lead a country ever. Apparently, that's I literally read that from a black man's mouth. At least the profile picture was black. I don't know. You know, it could be anybody behind these fucking keyboards. It could be bot crowd. We could literally be arguing with bots.
100%. 100%. Absolutely. JG, thoughts?
Oh wow. On which part? Because
all of it. Go ahead.
All of it. Okay. Damn. Okay. Fuck Trump. Secondly, what happened to you was BS, and they know it's BS. We're gonna be racist on one side. Let's be racist all over the place. If you want to be able to call me the N word, whether with the A or the ER, I should be able to call you every fucking, excuse my language, every racially insulting word that I can think of. And just be fair. Let's just be fair. And this, what was it, Nadia? 47? What was it?
Agenda 47.
47. Woo! Look, I'm really starting to think that Trump and his people watch The Simpsons and base their policies on whatever they see in The Simpsons. Because it makes no sense. You want to put a dome over the country.
He wanted to build a wall. And I'm still, did you even finish that shit?
Facts.
Oh, they supposed to pay for it.
No, I'm going to, Mexico was supposed to, I'm going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it.
Man, Mexico ain't thinking about us. They like, you know what? Take all of them. We don't need to take them. Take them. They want us to have them. Venezuela, they want us to have all this. They want us to have all this stuff, right? And people thinking Trump gonna kick out all the immigrants. He ain't. Trust me, it's too many of them. You can't keep count of them. There's no way in the world. Just like Abraham Lincoln tried to send all the slaves back to Africa, it ain't gonna happen. It's just what it is. Just got to deal with it. This is the world now. You got to deal with it. This is make the best of it.
Trump said the bullet ripped through my flesh. He's been seen with a fully healed ear. I'm still waiting for that dang hangnail to hear. Yeah, exactly. I seen that picture too. You know what I mean? Again, we've already said it was staged. So I'm just so disappointed with some black people that their arguments for not voting for Kamala are stupid reasons, and they're not worried about her policy, and they're not fact checking the shit that is going on and what she's been saying. You know what I mean? Say what you want to about Roland Martin, but when he talks about things, he comes with the facts. He does, right? And that's who I listen to, because I'm like, okay, that makes sense. If she comes with something that doesn't, but you have to think for yourself, right? And let's look at what Trump is proposing and read between the lines. Read between the lines. Because no matter what that policy there says, it's meant to affect Black people in a way that, you know, like I said, giving cops immunity. When we just seen a cop, and that, and see now when Danny comes around and says, "Oh, you know what? They came out for a reason," stuff like that, and I think, yeah, because now that you think about Trump getting immunity, those cops would have got off scot-free. They did their job properly. They just killed a Black woman and no issue with that. Right? Now,
They laughed
it'll
about
affect exactly. Now it'll affect white people as well too, because cops get immunity for doing anything and they'll do things to white people as well too. But they have an aggression with us that is 10 times more than the aggressions that they have with white people, right? The cop that killed George Floyd would have got off if Trump was in power and had to been able to implement this in there. But hey, we're not looking at that. What we're looking at is Kamala not being Black. That's what we're looking at. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. Drives me up a fucking wall. Viewer disclaimer: the host Nzo is not an American. American politics has no effect on him, but it does you. Oh, 100%. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. At the end of the day,
No. American policies does have a fucking effect
yes,
on
on
the
the rest.
whole damn
Yes,
world.
100%.
because
It
it's going to
does.
trickle down. Like if it
Yeah,
works, if
it
it happens
does.
here, it's going to go to Canada. It's going to go.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
already in
It
Europe,
does.
pretty much. You know,
Yeah,
it's going to be a thing.
yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, because
So, guys,
he want everything to be American made. And I'm like, how? Because like I said,
exactly.
all the shit that he keeps saying. And I'm like, how? He's gonna raise
Not
tariffs.
politics.
And I'm like,
I got you.
yeah.
Oh, they already talking about getting rid of after. They've been talking about that already.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, 100%. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like I said, like American politics is like a movie, right? I know more about American politics than I do about my own damn politics here in Canada because it's just like
Y'all can
twist
freely smoke. I'm gonna need Kamala to take some notes and just be like,
facts.
legalize marijuana everywhere.
There you go.
Chill.
There you go. 100%.
America need to simmer down and just smoke a blunt.
100%. Now I got one more thing to go before it's going to be really quick to talk about before we go. Roberto, are you back? I want Roberto to see the video because I don't know if he's seen it or yet. But I don't know if you guys know. Have you
Yeah, I'm
guys?
back.
You're back? All right,
Yeah.
cool. So have you seen the Gilbert Arena stuff, Roberto?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
I
this
haven't
is
seen it.
oh great. So this is going to be interesting to you. So we'll try and get through this real quick and we'll talk about it. You seen it, Nadia?
Nah, I was laughing at some other shit.
Oh, what about you, JG? You seen it?
yep.
Okay, so JG's seen it. So Roberta and Nadia didn't see it. So for those of you that don't know, America played, was it Sudan?
Yep.
Right?
That's
And
it,
they
yep.
they only won on a last second shot by LeBron James.
Fuck
So
LeBron.
this
You
is
talking
what
about Gilbert
Gilbert
Arenas?
yes.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what Gilbert
Okay.
Arenas had to say.
Got the males. Almost lost to some Africans. Yeah. We almost lost to them. And the king had to save. The king had to save us. I know the LeBron haters are mad. We almost lost to the Ahi tribe. This is crazy. Man, Embiid over there, goddamn throwing the game. He's throwing the game for his cousins and shit. We're supposed to be losing to air up there. Come on, man. Cool Runnings. We're not supposed to lose to the Cool Runnings team. They don't even have shoes. They get their shoes from America. We got to ship them shoes. They don't even have basketball rims, dog. Manubo, I seen he had to walk, an hour and a half to go shoot basketball. We losing to people who don't even, they got baskets in the back. They shooting on fucking peach baskets in dirt, no shoes.
So
didn't he say something last week about somebody else and it wasn't funny? Because I swear to God, this man just said something last week about a celebrity or some shit and it wasn't funny. And now here he go again saying some shit that's not funny.
But hold on. I'm sorry, and I have a different take. He was fucking joking. Like, and people have lost their minds. He's a racist. He's this and that. Now, say what you want. The jokes weren't funny. If you didn't laugh or whatever, he was joking. When did we start being this sensitive society
When?
that
When?
can't make these fucking jokes? We can't make jokes anymore.
No, because that's the it's no. No, we cannot say African booty scratching no more, damn it. That's exactly what I was about to go to. No, it's not funny anymore. No, but basically what I saw somebody saying, it was like maturity. It's like, yes, we used to say African booty scratcher. We used to also say the R word. We used to also say the M word. Referring to little people. And I'm just like, it's some things that we just don't need to say no more. And the whole blow dart shit, I'm just like, that's so 90s. It's not funny to me because it's so 90s. It's not even like retro funny. It's not like yelling out a damn Dave Chappelle skit. You know what I mean? It's not, that shit is still funny. But like, to me, it's just like, if you're gonna take this risk, that shit better be hilarious. And it was not. So now you about to be called a racist because you talking about other people, and then not to mention what Sudan is already going through, and just like, bruh, like, stop. Okay. And this also furthers the divide between black and African, just like we was talking about earlier. But this is why African people do not want to be labeled as black. When African people come to America, they don't want to be labeled as black because they don't want to be associated with that type of shit, and plus the whole African booty scratcher shit.
First off, I want to hear JG, but Roberto, tell me you agree with me, bro. Do you agree with me? Oh, he's muted. He probably stepped away. JG, your thoughts then?
Every time I hear African booty scratch, I can't help but laugh. That's just so funny. I mean, people who listen to Gilbert Arenas, not just on his podcast, but the NBA, he's a troll. He loves to troll and say stuff. That's what he does. Yes, I believe it was a joke. It just wasn't a funny one. And it's true. America that game should have been that close. The talent the United States has, the star power, it shouldn't have come down to one shot. It shouldn't have. But the ref, you want to air up there. Okay, that was funny because you had a tournament talking about that.
Exactly. Roberta, you agree with me? Oh, go ahead, JG.
But let's not forget that Gilbert Arenas' parents are Cuban.
So if somebody made Cuban jokes, would he be laughing? This is
I
my
don't even know if
thing.
he claims it. But like my mother, Cuban, grandparents Cuban immigrants, his parents Cuban immigrants. I really can't really say. But what I'm saying is, just imagine you weren't able to come to America. You stayed in Cuba, and it was that close. And you played in the United States, and it was that close. You lost a whole point. Would you have that same energy? Right? If I'm the Sudanese players, I'm like, yeah, y'all got all these people. Y'all barely beat us by 1 point. We were killing y'all at 1 point in the game. And even Kobe Bryant said, rest his soul, hey, y'all better watch out these foreign players. They coming. He stated that about 10 years ago, I think. So
didn't J. Cole used to play for South Africa for for a season?
Some African country. He sucked though.
Roberto.
He was trying to live his Master P life.
I can't blame him. I wish I could too.
Do you agree with me, Roberto?
Bear with me. I have the hiccups. I don't know what the fuck.
No.
I agree with you. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, today you can't pull that shit. That's the world we live in, Nzo. So for you to say, I can't believe the world we're living in, I can't believe it either, but I know better than to say jokes that I would have said 20 years ago.
See, here's the thing.
It's bad taste. Bad taste now.
And here's the thing, because Dave Chappelle has said it, and you watch his comedy where he
Chappelle's
talks about...
a comedian.
No, but just listen to what I'm saying. Hold on. Where he talks about making fun of trans, right? And he says he sat down with a trans person. He's like, oh, you're not mad at me like everybody else for making fun of trans people? She's like, no, because you're normalizing it, right? When we start gatekeeping fucking comedy, right? And saying, oh, well, this is offensive and when we were growing up, we had nothing but offensive jokes. Yes, I get it. We live in a different time, but at the same time, we still need to laugh, let loose, have fun. This man really does not think that way. He was joking. Plus, we're on YouTube, and it's a persona as well. What's up, LDG? Right? So, like at the
This
end
is
of
an
the day,
old argument, Anzo. This is not like it's a new wave, a new trend. We knew this a while ago that you can't say these offensive things now. Like to even say the division I played in hockey, I can't even make reference to it because it insults somebody now. I know this. I know this. So why would I make a joke of it now to people that I don't even really know or trust? When you put your shit out there, you're going to be subject to this stuff, man.
Yeah, 100%. But at the end of the day, I think we need to be able to pretty much. Okay, yes,
He
there are
stretched
things
it a
that we
little long.
look. Comments were disrespectful. Oh, here's Gilbert reading. Everybody has went on this tyrant of him being a racist, being this and being that, and I am sorry, but at the end of the day, I think take it as a joke, and I'm not gonna take what this guy says seriously. But everybody is running around. Oh, you're a racist. You're this and you're that. I don't agree with it. And I'm sick of the gatekeeping where you can make fun of this but you can't make fun of that, right?
I feel like you can. I feel like as a comedian, and I know he's not a comedian. I feel like as a comedian, you can make fun of shit that it directly have to do with you, because like it is to me it's funnier when you really have a connection to it. Like Michael Blackson talks about him sending money to the village, and he does all that African stuff, but he's actually African. So he can do that. He can make fun of himself. He can make fun of his country. I don't want to. I mean, granted, I don't know. I let people make fun of America because half of this shit be true, but like, you know what I mean. I'm just being honest, but I'm that type of person. I don't care. I'm just saying, if you're going to say something that could possibly be controversial, at least be funny. Chris Rock with the whole GI thing.
I personally will come on here and listen. I work with this gay guy right at work, and so I don't really talk about my aunt passed away last week, right? So I was at work and I wasn't really talking to nobody. I mean, wasn't really more or less my aunt passing, but it had to do with thinking about my parents and all kinds of stuff like that, right? So he was like, "Oh, Anzo's not talking to anybody. What's up his ass?" And I was like, "Definitely not a dick, right?" And he started laughing. Right? I'm laughing. We get you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? We can't make fucking jokes anymore.
But see, you're friendly with that person. You're not about to go to a gay club and tell that to a bunch of people, a joke to a bunch of people that you just met at the bar. And if you are, you can't be mad if somebody gets offended by that because they're like, "What do you mean by that?" Versus like, that's your friend and y'all making jokes. One of my best friends is white. We talk about race shit all the time, and we laugh about it on both sides.
He's not a friend. He's a coworker. Someone I go into work and I say, "Hey, what's up to?" And that maybe we'll have a conversation.
He's a work associate. He's a work associate,
right? But
and
it's not
he
like
feels close. But he feels close enough to you that he's not offended. You can't. You can't get mad if you make.
No. It's not because he's not offended. It's because he doesn't take that shit seriously. Not because we're friends. It's because he knows it's a joke. He understands the difference between a joke and something serious.
But some people can take a joke and some people can't. And you gotta to me, you gotta be able to read the room, and he ain't read the room. That's all I'm saying.
So I'm supposed to not make a joke or say something because I might offend you? I don't give a
No, if you don't care, then make the joke. I'm just saying, just be prepared for it. Don't be surprised by the backlash, and don't be surprised if somebody is offended. That's all I'm saying. You could be like, oranges are disgusting. Fuck oranges. I hope all orange trees die. You could say that shit, and then people will be mad. You hate oranges and blah blah. Okay, yeah, I hate oranges, and like you know what I mean. Like somebody gonna be offended by anything that you say. Period. So Either say it or don't say it with your whole chest. I'm just saying, if you're gonna say something that's remotely offensive or immature, at least be funny. And the shit just wasn't funny to me. I'm just saying, it wasn't funny. Like, I get what he was saying and I get it, but like, I don't need to me. Jokes are more funny when it applies to you and you're joking about yourself. Because, like I said, listening to gay people, trans people, bisexual people, and they talk about the shit that they've been through and they joke about it, and it's funny to me because it's real life, but it's whatever.
I still watch Eddie Murphy's Delirious. I still watch Raw. They still make me laugh. They're still funny to me. They're jokes, and we have to be able to take a joke for a joke and not be offended anytime someone makes a damn joke. We're gonna close it up soon, so I'm gonna get Roberto and JG's last thoughts, and then we get it on for tonight. Roberto.
Well, I'm struggling with these hiccups, so go to somebody else, man.
JG. Hold your breath.
Man. Yeah,
I
man.
tried that already. Drank what? Nothing's working for me.
Man. Gilbert Arenas is a troll. That's all. He was trolling. He was trying to be funny. Just didn't work out the way he thought it would in his mind. But I agree. Yeah, people do get offended a lot more easily now. But at the same time, we still have to respect where we are when we make these jokes. Like Nadia said, like where for instance, I have a friend of mine who was a groomsman at my wedding, white guy. Known him for almost 20 years, probably. I told somebody before, we're talking about using the N-word and other people use it. Go, who can get the pass? And I said, yeah, I've known him for almost 20 years, and he can't even call me that.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude said, oh, man, that's fucked up. You don't let him call. So so if I know your wife for my whole life, can I come in your house and call her a bitch right there to your face in front of you? Hell no. It just doesn't work that way. So like Nadia said, you can make certain comments and jokes, but don't get upset or feel a certain type of way when the reaction isn't the reaction that you want or you were hoping for.
Okay, yeah, but coming into someone's house and calling their wife a bitch is not a joke, though.
It is if y'all had a relationship where you say, yo, bitch, yo, bitch. You see,
calling me a bitch. But then coming like if you come in the house and you call me a bitch and my wife is there, yeah, it's a joke, okay? Because we do that all the time. Fuck you, bitch, too, right? But now if you're making jokes with me and then you come into my house and call my wife a bitch, that's not a joke.
No, I'm saying me and your wife could be great friends. We may refer to each other as bitches, but of course I would never do that. But out of respect for you, I would never do that because that's your wife. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. So
it's also a respect factor as well too. Because some people make jokes just because they want to be asshole. You see what I mean?
But here's you're talking about how much respect is that if you can make those jokes when I'm not around, but when I'm around, you're not making them jokes. What respect is that?
No, I won't make that joke. Period. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I understand that, but I'm saying if there are like, listen, you could have a good relationship with my wife where you guys are friends, right? And you make those kind of jokes with her, right? Let's say you worked together, right? And you were making those type of jokes with her. Oh yeah, you bitch, she calling you bitch, whatever. And then I come around, all of a sudden you don't want to make those kind of jokes with her, then that's a disrespect towards me because I'm like, okay, so why? You can't do it when I'm not around? Like if you're my wife, I already know that you and this guy joke around like that because we talk about it. Right? Wife's not gonna come home and you're never gonna speak about work and stuff like that. You're not gonna do it. So I'm gonna know you already have that type of connection or that kind of jokery and that kind of stuff with him. So I'm not gonna get offended if he does it and I know you guys are joking.
But again, like Nadia said, it's that relationship we have. You see what I mean? I can't go to a place where I don't know anybody and make certain jokes. And then when somebody tries to press me, get upset because they press me saying, oh, you can't take a joke. It doesn't work like that everywhere.
Okay, so sometimes making jokes lightens the mood as well, right? You have to understand.
It depends on the joke.
It depends on the joke, and it depends on where you are. It might lighten mood for you, but it may not lighten mood for me.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But at
you're
the end of the day,
where you're like, okay, I'm gonna make this little joke to break the ice. It doesn't land, and then she's like, hey, I'm not feeling this. Right?
But at the end of the day, we're talking about a dude who went online and did so. We're not talking about who he went to someone's house and made an inappropriate joke. We're talking about him online making a joke about like freaking Africans.
But okay, let me say this, and I'm gonna say this with all my chest. whenever you put something online, you open yourself up to scrutiny, no matter what it is. Posting a picture, posting a video, posting your art, posting your children, no matter what the fuck you put on the internet, anybody has a right to be offended or say anything about it because you put it out there for public consumption. That's why my relationship is not for public consumption, because I don't want people talking about it. My children aren't for public consumption. You might see a picture every now and then on my Facebook. Other than that, no, you're not. This if you put it out there, then people have the right to critique it, scrutinize it, and say whatever the fuck they want to. If you don't want that scrutiny, don't say nothing. Don't put your shit out there. It's that simple. You can't stop people from being mad. You can't stop people from critiquing shit on the internet. How many people are critiquing that video about Sonya? How many people are critiquing the assassination attempt of Trump? But people are like, no, you shouldn't do that because these are sensitive topics, and I'm offended. No, it's out there for public consumption, so I can talk about it however I want to, and I can scrutinize it however I want to.
I don't
Period.
disagree with that. I don't
That's all it
disagree with
is.
that. I don't disagree with that. But
I
my
agree with
point
you
is,
saying we
people need
are
to
way too
stop being
sensitive.
so fucking sensitive. That's what my only point
I
is.
agree with
We
that.
need to stop being so fucking sensitive, right? We need to stop fucking making this a big deal, right? If you're offended, it bothered you, fine, get over it, move on. But at the end of the day, the man made a bad joke, whatever. But at the end of the day, stop
Oh
being
no no
so
no no no
fucking
no no no
sensitive.
no 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 no! White people can't get over shit because if we be like, damn, people get shot every day. B, get over Trump getting shot. Eh. Or
Well, yeah.
you
Well,
know what I mean?
they should get over that shit too. Anyways, guys, we're going to close it up for the night. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. It was a pleasure. Roberto, if you can deal with them hiccups, tell the people where they can find you real quick.
Wednesdays.
Nadia.
What up? You can find me on the LowKey Cave. Turn those notifications on so you know when we go live. We're supposed to be doing verses. Since we get into that back to school time, we're gonna do a verses of parody movies, and it's gonna be High School High versus Not Another Teen Movie.
Absolutely. You just said that. Let me ask you guys this real quick. Is this year going by quick or not?
It wasn't, but to me now it is. Ever since like the end of May, this I was like, where the fuck my summer go?
Exactly. I just paid the mortgage and stuff like last week, and all of a sudden, like, I got paid again. Shoot.
Bro, it feels like this year is going by so fast. Winter's coming up again, and yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, JG.
Man, every time you say winter's coming, I think of the damn what's that
Game of Thrones crap. Yeah.
It's coming. Oh, shoot.
Go ahead.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 champs of Shaolin. Waka! You have seen us live here Wednesday night on the O.O.C. with Nzo, aka the Abbott, and the Osiris of this shit, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Gunja, alongside the co-host Roberto, aka Mr. Hiccups, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did to Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry.
Boop, boop, boop.
There we go. And last but not least, one
Thank
half
you.
of LowKey Cave.
You're welcome.
the freestyle queen spitting that fire and brimstone on all you suckers. And she's going.
Peace out.
Okay.
It's all good, guys. We will be back next week with another episode. Thank you guys for coming in. Oh, by the way, Roberto, do people know about your vacation? Roberto will be going on vacation, so he will not be around for how many weeks? 2-3 weeks?
Oh, yeah.
You going on holiday?
Wish I could
What
get
they
into
say in
it.
the UK?
Oh man.
Anyways,
Yeah.
enjoy your vacation, Roberto. Have a great time and be safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Peace, guys.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Great show, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you for
Yeah, I
coming
just saw that
in.
private thing about
Which one?
keep the cursing down.